I am the daughter of Rose and Henri Levy. He developed the north part of Miami Beach. He came from Cincinnati, Ohio. After 1 month in beautiful Miami, he decided to invest in Miami Beach. And he went to see Carl Fisher, whose office was on Lincoln Road. Mr. Fisher was not very amiable to talking to my father, as he was pretty anti-Semitic and my father was Jewish. My father was so incensed at the conversation that he was determined to do bigger and better for North Beach, which was the area he chose because Carl Fisher's property stopped around 63rd, 64th Street. So my father's first investment was at 65th Street. It was modeled after several French cities. He wanted to do something that reminded him and brought to the people of Miami Beach resort areas that he remembered going to as a child. Deauville, Trouville, those were all French beach resorts that he went to. And that led to his naming the streets French names. The Center Plaza contains a fountain, which is so typical of the French resort areas and beach areas. He filled in all of Normandy Isle from 2 spoil islands that he purchased for $250,000. My father maintained several, I call them shacks, he called them sales offices. At the time, they were standing on absolutely empty land. He had several very large touring cars, and he would come and pick up the tourists that were then staying at the various hotels. The idea was that he would bring them up to this land and he would entertain them for the day. They would have food, picnic baskets. He had a very nice relationship with some of the Seminole Indian chiefs, and they would come over and they would do alligator wrestling. And he also had the beginning of the beauty contests held on this property, the 1924 Miss Miami Beach. It was a complete day's outing, and it really took a day. Miami Beach was hit with a very severe hurricane in 1926. The hurricane definitely put a big dent in Miami Beach's advances. There was no activity real estate-wise for a couple of years. There was a land bust. Prices went bottom, and a lot of people got wiped out that didn't have that much money behind them. And then, of course, 1929 brought the 29 stock market debacle. And it wasn't really until about 1935 that the beach started picking itself up again. Later on, many years later, in the 30s, he began building houses on Normandy Isle. That was his idea, was to get people interested in coming back to Miami. There was a lot of activity going on at that time around there as well. A lot of construction that was being done. My father was such a far thinker. He had a little black book, and in it he wrote that Florida will be built from Key West to Jacksonville. He saw it coming. He wanted to be right there to see it develop.